Testing 1 2, audio check. Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2. Hey, 1 2.
Well, good morning. I somehow expected a small response from that. Good morning. It's my privilege this morning to welcome you all to the graduating class, the ceremony for the class of 2022 from the Maritime College of Forest Technology. I would like to welcome you, the graduates, most important people here today. This is your day, and I hope you truly enjoy it this morning. I also would like to welcome Peter Fullerton, member of the Board of Governors from MCFT, all of our faculty, all of our staff, and of course the people that I cannot see today via the internet, all the families, all the friends, all the folks that have supported you folks over the last 2 years. I really welcome them and wish they were here today, but by the magic of internet, we are all here today. My first job this morning is to introduce Tim Marshall, our Executive Director, to make his address to the class of 2022. Tim.
Yes, please be seated. Wouldn't want you standing through the whole procedure. So good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mike. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Maritime College of Forest Technology's Fredericton campus and graduation ceremony for the class of 2022. And as a point of reference, Mike mentioned to me just a few moments ago that this is actually our 79th graduation for the Fredericton location of the college. So it's my pleasure to be able to speak to you today and all others who are viewing this ceremony either through the live feed that we have going or perhaps a bit later at the recorded video that'll be posted on YouTube. Before addressing the students, I'd like to begin by acknowledging our MCFT faculty and staff who have contributed and supported our students in a variety of ways over these past 2 years, including today. Faculty and staff, I'd ask you to please stand. Don't be shy. Students, will you join with me in giving a round of applause to our faculty and staff that have supported you for these past 2 years. Thank you. Please be seated. Students, today, 30 of you will be receiving your Forest Technology Diploma, and 19 more who have completed the required additional coursework will receive the Advanced Forestry and Fish and Wildlife Diploma. This is a wonderful accomplishment, and I'm very proud of you. We are proud of you and all that you've done to get to this point. You are the first class, and quite honestly, I hope the last, but time will tell, that has spent your entire time with us while under this or dealing with this pandemic. And I know that at times it has not been easy. I know it hasn't been easy sometimes sitting in the class with a mask on. For some of you, like me, who wear glasses, sometimes perhaps looking through fog to see your instructor at the front of the room. There's a lot more I could say about COVID and everything that we've had to deal with and you have had to deal with while you've been here, but I just won't go there because you could spend the whole day talking about it. The main thing is that you have persevered, and this pandemic, you've made it through it, you've gotten to the other side of it, and I want to thank you publicly for your cooperation. I know, some of the things that we've asked of you, not just the mask, but social distancing and other things, has not been convenient most of the time. So, when you started your journey with MCFT, I'm not sure how well you knew what was ahead of you. I suspect some of you perhaps knew some past graduates. Perhaps some had parents or relatives that have gone through the school here or in Bathurst. And you might have had some insights. But even with that insight, I expect that all of you have learned a lot and have learned a lot about a variety of things, including yourselves. I might say perhaps most importantly about yourselves. Having worked in post-secondary education now for 30 years, yeah, it's been 30 years for me, folks, I believe strongly that your educational journey and its associated challenges not only provide you with a variety of technical skills, but also helps you develop as a person who is better aware of their strengths and their weaknesses, one who knows how to be an effective team member, and so much more. While studying with us, you've had significant course loads, and I'd say that I don't think there'd be too many other institutions, post-secondary institutions, that would put as much on your plate as we do at MCFT. It's required you, and I think this is probably without exception, to put in some longer days than maybe what you anticipated on day one. I expect that it's created other challenges with some of the many competing priorities. But many of you, perhaps even most of you, have also dealt with things like interpersonal conflicts, illnesses, including dealing with the COVID things, that have kept you from attending your classes as often as perhaps you and we both would have liked to have seen. But alas, life deals us challenges that we can't all plan and prepare for. But I do know for a fact that, and I'm greatly confident that we have kept you busy enough. And I've asked a number of students in the hallway, first and second years, are we keeping you busy enough? And I've not had anyone say to me that I've been bored or I don't have enough to do, give us more. So hopefully we've kept you busy enough, and maybe just enough to keep you out of trouble while you were here. So I frequently get asked what kind of student chooses to come to MCFT. In fact, I was asked that question just yesterday. And my response was, our students generally have a love of the outdoors, and they look to MCFT to provide them with plenty of opportunities to spend time outside in nature's classroom. Although I'm sure there were a few days that Mother Nature may have left you wanting to be inside, I hope your experience learning out in the field was a rewarding one. Your time with us also had you spend a considerable amount of time on campus, in your classrooms, in the labs. You've studied a wide variety of topics ranging from communications to geomatics to silviculture and much, much more. And after today, some of you will probably want to take a break from school. But there will be some of you, I am sure, are planning to continue in your education, perhaps going on to UNB or another institution to pursue a degree on top of your soon-to-be received diplomas. I want to encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to be mindful of those that have supported you while you were here. And having been one of those students many years ago, I know that sometimes it's a mom or a dad or a spouse or grandparent that helps make it a reality, whether that's emotional support, financial support, or other things. So don't forget to thank those that have helped you along this journey. Those people that I call those that are behind the scenes. The Maritime College of Forest Technology, and formerly the Maritime Forest Ranger School, has been operating since 1946. And although our name has changed, our purpose has not. We continue to focus our time and resources on producing work-ready graduates, forest and fish and wildlife technicians, who find careers in a wide variety of organizations working within the natural resources sector. You will soon join the many MCFT and Ranger School graduates who precede you in making a difference in this important work. So let me leave you with one quote from Anthony Robbins. He said, "The only impossible journey is the one you never begin." There may have been times that your journey here at MCFT felt impossible, and that could be due to workload and all the many deliverables we've asked of you. But you have made it to the end. So class of 2022, I hope that you have many more exciting and challenging journeys in your future. Congratulations. So I now invite Mike to come back to the podium so we can proceed to the next portion of the program.
I left my notes behind because I'm hoping I can remember what I'm supposed to do. Rob, could I have my notes? I'm kind of hoping to be not too serious today, but serious. People that know me kind of half expect me to wander off to tell a fishing story or something, and we'll probably steer clear of that one, but I do like to say something sometimes that's not on the schedule. So next thing we're going to do is to get you your diplomas. Excited about that? I still have mine. I took it off the wall the other day, held it tightly to my heart, packed it in a sack to take it home. It's been hanging on the wall for 30-some years, and I'm still proud of it, and I hope you are. Tim, I think I need your help for this next section. We're going to start off with the students that have graduated from the Forest Technology program and then move into the Fish and Wildlife and Forest Technology diplomas. I just dropped my mask. They told me I didn't have to wear it, and I'm so happy. Unbelievably. Starting off from Amherst, Nova Scotia, Isaac Wayne Atkinson. From Milton, Nova Scotia, Gracie Ann Baker. From St. John, New Brunswick, with honors, Olivia Heather Lee Bates. From Beechwood, New Brunswick, Cassie Lynn Boxwell. From Rothsay, New Brunswick, Duncan William Briggs. Also from Rothsay, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Corbin John Gregory Brown. From Stellarton, Nova Scotia, graduating with honors, Hudson John Logan Cameron. From Weiss's Corner, Nova Scotia, graduating with honors, Colby Austin Daniels. From Moncton, New Brunswick, Jesse Matthew Ells. From Belle Isle Creek, New Brunswick, Ethan John Richard Erb. From Plaster Rock, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Quinn Sean Fitzpatrick. From Gary, New Brunswick, Aidan Alexander Thomas Goodmakers. From Woodstock, New Brunswick, Scott Jackson Green. From Shamogi, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Bill Jacob. From Woodstock, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Matthew Dale Corey Jewett. From Upper Kent, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Colton Kevin Clay Kinney. From Debert, Nova Scotia, graduating with honors, Michael Ryan LeBlanc. From Bathurst, New Brunswick, Colton Oren Lee. From Rushagornish, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Tegan Lenz Meyer. From Ballaphillip, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Clay Rodney Murphy. From Quispam Sis, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Sean Michael O'Connor. From Cochrane, Alberta, graduating with honors, Eric Ramsey Penner. From Quispamsis, New Brunswick, also graduating with honors, Luke Cameron Scott. From Hopewell Hill, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Connor Kevin Seeley. From Fredericton, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Sam Jaden Riley Shaw. From Somerville, New Brunswick, Oakley John Harold Smith. From Sussex, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Lindsay Christine Spinney. From Fredericton, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Angus Van Wagener. The next few graduates have graduated from the Forest Program and the Fish and Wildlife Events Diploma Program. From Prospect, Nova Scotia, graduating with honors, Albert Joseph Alshorn. From Woodburn, Nova Scotia, graduating with honors, Lorenzo Michael Brand Balgnosai. From North Bay, Ontario, graduating with honors, Ashley Ann Brown. From Hampton, New Brunswick, also graduating with honors, Sarah Lynn Campbell. From St. Andrews, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Logan Arthur Carney. From Fredericton, New Brunswick, Danica Dawn Lynn Nash Grant Graveland. From Falmouth, Nova Scotia, graduating with honors, Braden Jason Grant Henniger. From Island View, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Carson Dawn Victoria Lemon. From Ritchie, New Brunswick, Natalie Rose McFarland. From Barrington, Nova Scotia, graduating with honors, Cameron Charles Joseph Nickerson. From Rexton, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Nikki Renee Noel. From Moncton, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Alexandra Eleanor Rose Ouellette. From Arthurette, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Aaron Michael Lewis Sprague. From Stellarton, Nova Scotia, graduating with honors, Reese Jacob Stevenson. From Livingston, New Jersey, the United States of America, graduating with honors, Jordan Andrew Stone. From Wasis, New Brunswick, graduating with honors, Samuel Robert Taylor. Yes, you are. And that concludes the diplomas. Congratulations, class. I'm glad you got those. You earned those. If you have one, you've earned it. My next job, which I will probably say a number of times this morning, is I'm going to invite Sarah Weatherby to come up to make a presentation. Sarah graduated from the Dalhousie Agricultural College with a diploma in environmental horticulture, and she graduated from MCFT in 2012.
Congratulations, everybody. So this year, the college wanted to start a new tradition for our graduates, and we commissioned artist Kaylin Robley, who is a graduate of MCFT in 2015, to create an original piece of artwork representing your time here at the college. And you're going to find that inside your graduation package with a note from Kaylin. And every graduating class after this will receive one at graduation. My hope is that you'll get to put that in your future office someday and think about your classmates and your time here at the college. The illustration represents a forested trail divided by a rope bridge symbolizing the transition from student to graduate. Wherever your chosen path takes you, you will always have roots here at the Maritime College of Forest Technology. The tree species used for this piece was a red spruce and was collected sustainably from Nova Scotia. Kaylin titled the piece of artwork, "A New Adventure Begins." So congratulations, everybody.
I take a deep breath. I get to introduce myself. I like that. This is the start of the awards ceremony, and this will take a few minutes. I'm going to give the first award. I am Michael Boucher. I graduated in 1990. I am a member of the faculty, and I have been here for just over 30 years. And I looked in the mirror this morning and realized that 30 years turns things gray. This is what you have to look forward to as you go through your journey in life that you're starting off today. I get to give out the first award, which is the, no I don't. I can't read my own writing. Good. I get to introduce Riley. Riley DeMerchant. Riley graduated from MCFT in 2009, and Riley was pointing out to me that that was, by no small comparison, the best class ever. And if I didn't say that, things bad were going to happen. Riley.
I was scared you were going to leave that part out, Mike, so thank you. Now I don't get to make a bad joke about it. So, no more bad jokes. Congratulations, guys. Yeah, so I got 2 awards here for 2 different people. Is there a preference, Sarah? No, I'm ready to roll. Okay. So the first award I'm going to hand out is, this is the New Brunswick Forest Technicians Association Award. The New Brunswick Forest Technicians Association was established in 1996. This award is presented annually to the New Brunswick graduate with the highest academic average. I received this award when I graduated. I have been the president and vice president of the New Brunswick Forest Technicians Association. I'm currently the secretary. So we're always looking for new members, and yeah, and there's lots of jobs to be done. So if you're keen, we're interested. This award is going to go to somebody. Sorry I'm rambling, but a bit anyway. This guy was always scared that we were trying to trick him. But this award is no trick. This guy worked very hard, and this guy deserves this award very much. Aaron Sprague. And so the next award I have to give is the Esri GIS Award. Established in 2001 for the Environmental Systems Research Incorporated. That's what Esri stands for. You guys would best know it as ArcMap, your favorite program, right? Like you love that program more than any other software, right? This award is presented annually to the graduate with the highest standing in the geomatic suite of courses. I think this was a fairly tight race, and the winner of this award is Cassie Boxwell.
Next, I would like to introduce Tom Lutz. Tom graduated from MCFT in 2012 and then went down to UMB and got a Bachelor of Science in Forestry degree in 2014. Tom.
Hi, how you doing? I don't have any music for you right now, but maybe later if you're lucky. I'm going to be presenting the Water Axe Award. It was established in 1987. It's presented annually to the graduate with the highest standing in forest fire management courses, which I did not teach. I think they felt bad for me and gave me something to do. So, very happy and glad to give this out to Michael LeBlanc. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tom. Next, I'd like to introduce Rob Niche. Rob Niche graduated from MFRS 2000, also according to the 2000 graduates, the best class ever.
Thanks, Mike. Congratulations to all of you. Really happy for you. I've got 2 awards to present. The first one will be the Alumni Award. So the Alumni Award was established in 1956. This award is presented annually to the graduate with the highest academic average who hails from outside of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. It's a great pleasure to award this to Eric Penner. Okay, one other award to present. This is the Mercedes Textile Limited Award, established in 1996 and is presented annually to the graduate with the highest standing in the communications courses at MCFT. And it is my pleasure to once again ask Eric Penner to come forward.
I'd also like to now introduce Riley, who, like me, is forgetful. He would like to come back to the podium.
Yes, it must be my gray hairs. I meant to make an honorable mention when I was up here. So Christmas time or thereabouts, we had a deadline for the New Brunswick Forest Technicians Association Scholarship, and the recipient of that was Quinn Fitzpatrick. Congratulations. Thanks.
Now I get to introduce myself, which I'm not going to do again. I have the honor of giving out the GCLG Memorial Award. It was established in 1969. Bumps LG. Bumps was his nickname, and we all knew him by that. He was an instructor here from 1946 to 1975. This award is presented annually to the graduate with the highest mark in everyone's favorite course, mathematics. I would like to congratulate this year's winner, Sam Taylor. I also have a second job to do. The Mirewood Limited Forest Mensuration Prize was established in 1980 by Mirewood Limited. It's presented each year to the graduate with the highest mark in the forest measurement suite of courses, which spans the entire 2 years. I would like to congratulate this year's winner, Bill Jacob. Our next presenter is Doug Hiltz. Doug Hiltz graduated with honors from MCFT in 2007. He went on to UNB to complete a Bachelor of Science degree in forestry in 2009. He then continued to study his master's degree and got that in 2014 from UNB also. Doug.
I'm always convinced every time I come down those stairs I'm going to trip and break my neck. Made it one more time. All right, so I'm officially here to present an award, but Mr. Boucher here is not the only one that likes to go off script every now and then. And yes, Sarah, I know I'm costing us time, but I got to say a couple of words. So first of all, my congratulations to all of you. You're going to get a lot of that today. Also, I like to always welcome every new class because you've been through a lot with us. You're leaving today, and some of you I might never see you again, but you're also joining us professionally. You've graduated, you've got the same diploma as a lot of people in this room, so you're joining us. So I like to say welcome, usually say welcome to the family, professional family if you will. I'm just going to say 12 more words before I give out my award. I'm actually going to try and say the same word 12 times. I've never done this before, but so I've said welcome. I'd also like to say bienvenue, willkommen, welcome, faite, kreuso, malagayang pagdating, baruch haba, opchalasi, pitokyue, and ulasi kwa. I didn't make up those words, I swear. If anyone would like to know what languages I was just butchering the pronunciation of, you can see me later. So welcome to all of you. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the profession. All right, that's done. I've gone off topic, or gone off script for the last time with you folks, maybe. So, the R.F. Stochek Dendrology Award, that's why I'm actually here. Rudy Stochek Sr., Dr. Rudolph Stochek. And for those of you from upriver, you might know a different Dr. Rudy Stochek. He's actually Rudy's son, a medical doctor. Anyway, Rudy Sr. was an instructor at MFRS from 1968 to 2002, a wildlife biologist, but he taught dendrology here as I did, so you were my plants class. This award was established in 2002 upon Rudy's retirement, and is presented annually to the graduate with the highest standing in the forest plants, or what used to be the dendrology course at MCFT. And it is my great pleasure. I will also say that this was a tight race. I had a very dedicated core of budding plant nerds in my course. But it is my great pleasure today to present this to Aaron Sprague.
Our next presenter is Julie Henderson. Julie graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in Biology in 2005, continued her studies and got a Master's of Science in Forestry in 2011 from UNB. Julie.
Feels great to take that off in front of you guys. So first, congratulations to all of you. I hope you all feel very proud. You have so many reasons to feel proud today, so congratulations. I have 4 different awards that I'm presenting today. Starting with the Nature Conservancy of Canada Atlantic Region Award. This was established in 2008 by the Nature Conservancy of Canada. This award is presented to a deserving student in good academic standing in the forest conservation course at MCFT. And I'm very pleased to present this year's recipient, Eric Penner. Yes. All right, up next, the Advanced Fish and Wildlife Field Technician Award. This was established in 2018. This award is presented to the Advanced Fish and Wildlife Program graduate with the highest combined grade in the summer and winter field camps. I can say from experience that this student reads the instructions every time, and they are very deserving of this award. Aaron Sprague. Proctor's Award. This award was established in 1986 and it is awarded to 2 students who, in the opinion of the Forest Technology Program student body, best reflects the cooperative spirit among students. This year's recipients are Bill Jacob and Michael LeBlanc. The Nova Scotia Forest Technician Association Award was established in 1968. This award is presented annually to the Nova Scotia graduate with the highest academic average. Very pleased to announce this year's recipient, Michael LeBlanc.
Next, I would like to introduce Gareth Davies. Gareth is our academic chair here in Fredericton. He's a graduate of MFRS from the year 2000. Gareth.
Congratulations. You have definitely earned it, and it's been an honor and a pleasure working with all of you. Okay? I have 2 awards to announce. It is my pleasure and honor to present both of them. Doesn't matter which one I do first. Okay, so I'll do the RH
Spurway Memorial Prize, first, which was established by former MFRS instructor Mr. Robert Spurway in 1997. This award is presented annually to the graduate with the highest standing in the silviculture suite of courses, and this year it is my pleasure to announce that the winner of this award is Bill Jacob. Okay, try not to repeat that one. So, second award is the H.W. Blenis Memorial Award. Mr. Hank, or Dr. Hank Blenis, was the director of MFRS, and this is amazing, from 1949 to 1984. The award, established in 1985 by the New Brunswick Forest Ranger Council, is presented annually to the graduate with the highest overall mark in field work. And this year, the winner of this award is Eric Penner.
Our next presenter is a member of the graduating class of 2022, A.J. Alshorn.
Hello, everyone. So each year, the Tending Award is voted on by the graduating class for the faculty member that goes above and beyond inside and outside the classroom. So this year's class has selected Tom Lutz.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Our next presenter is Jacob Dillon. Jacob graduated in 2017.
Congratulations, everybody. Welcome to the family. I'm presenting a couple bursaries today. The first one is the recipient of the Atlantic Land Improvement Corp Bursary Award, and that goes to Quinn Fitzpatrick. The next bursary is the Port Hawkesbury Paper Bursary, and that is the recipient of that is Lorenzo Balagnase. The next bursary is the Jim Steves Bursary Award, and that is going to Lorenzo Balagnase again.
Our next presenter is Sarah Weatherby, class of 2012.
So I'm going to present the Linda Gold McDonald Memorial Award. And before I forget, I'll just acknowledge that this award isn't given out every year. It's only when the selection committee feels there's a candidate. And this year, Julie and I felt there was. So the late Linda Gold McDonald began her career in forestry with the Maritime Lumber Bureau in Amherst, Nova Scotia, and later became executive director of the New Brunswick Forest Products Commission in Fredericton. This award was established in 2017 and is presented to the graduate who best demonstrates Linda's values during their time at MCFT. Honesty, accountability, integrity, strength of character, quiet resolve, and always putting others ahead of themselves. And this year's winner is Danica Grant. And, okay, we'll wait till the end.
The next presenter is Peter Fullerton. Peter's a member of the Board of Governors of the MCFT, and he's on our executive. Peter.
Thank you, Mike, and good morning, everyone. Very happy to be here. First of all, on behalf of the Board of Governors of the Maritime College of Forest Technology, I would like to extend our best wishes and congratulations to all graduates. So, well done. Lord Dufferin, Canada's third Governor-General after Confederation, created the Academic Medals in 1873 to encourage academic excellence across the nation. Over the years, they have become the most prestigious award the students in Canadian schools can receive. For nearly 150 years, the Governor-General's academic medals have recognized the outstanding scholastic achievements of students in Canada. Pierre Trudeau, Tommy Douglas, Kim Campbell, Robert Bourassa, Robert Stanfield, and Gabrielle Roy are just some of the more than 50,000 people who have received the Governor-General's academic medal as the start of a life of accomplishment. The Governor-General's Collegiate Bronze Medal is awarded to the student who achieves the highest overall average upon graduation from an approved diploma-level post-secondary program. From the MCFT graduating class of 2022, and on behalf of, and in the name of, Mary Simon, the 30th Governor-General of Canada, it is my great pleasure to present this year's Governor-General Award to Aaron Sprague.
Who, me, distracted? Never. Wouldn't happen. My next job is to introduce our guest speaker. Our guest speaker this year is Eric Bowes. Eric graduated from MCFT in 2017. He had a diploma in forestry and fish and wildlife technology. He went on to graduate from UNB with a bachelor's degree in forestry. Eric currently is working for J.D. Irving as a silviculture supervisor. Eric, welcome to the floor.
It's nice to take this off. Before I get into anything and speaking to you fine folks today, I just want to take a moment, and I know you've heard it a lot in the last 24 hours, certainly a lot in the last hour, but I want to offer you a sincere congratulations. You've successfully graduated from the Maritime College of Forest Technology, a school that is very well respected and renowned for creating some of the very best fish and wildlife and very best forest techs in the world that do their job extremely well through diligence, their work ethic, and their passion. We've also mentioned a little bit about family here today. I'd also like to welcome you to a rather tight-knit circle of individuals who graduated from this program, folks who probably share some of the same values that you do towards the craft of forestry and in the forest sector. You should be extremely proud of what you've accomplished. It's not easy, I know. 2017 wasn't easy either, but going through this and doing it through a worldwide pandemic, you should be extremely proud of what you've accomplished. Now, I won't reintroduce myself, but I might just a little bit, just in case you've forgotten. I remember how excited I was, sitting right over there. My name is Eric Bowes, 2017 graduate, 2020 graduate of UMB Forestry. Like Mike said, I currently work at J.D. Irving Limited, and I've worked there throughout my summers here at the college and at UMB. Now, when Jacob called me one day and asked me if I wanted to be the guest speaker for your 2022 graduation, I got a little bit of goosebumps. Not because I was nervous or anxious or because it so happened to be the day I was driving through the Cobequid Pass during a snowstorm and ice storm, but because I was excited to be able to come back to the college that started it all for me and be able to speak to the folks that are starting their new chapter, whether that's going into the workforce or going to pursue other education. The knowledge, mentoring, and passion that all your instructors, past and present, shared with me and hopefully with you as well, as I know they would have really helped form me into the forest tech and the forester I am today. And this is kind of a bit why. Being a young boy, I grew up in Shediac, New Brunswick. Forestry, didn't know what forestry was. Never held a chainsaw, wasn't allowed to touch a chainsaw. I was pretty clumsy, I still am. I'm glad this mic is taped to the ground or else I might be tripping all over it. I didn't know much about forestry or natural resources, just the stuff you see on National Geographic and the Discovery Channel. Couldn't tell you the difference between a red spruce and a white spruce, sugar maple, red maple, none of that stuff. Couldn't tell you what a skidder looked like. Probably couldn't spell the word skidder. I was very much more interested in organized sports and hockey, soccer, football, but I quickly realized as I was getting closer to graduation that, that wasn't going to be the future for me. It could only take me so far. So as I was getting closer to graduating high school, I remember my parents pestering me, what do you want to do? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? Like, where do you see yourself? And, I had no idea. Looked into doing different things, kinesiology maybe, or criminology, or CMP, what have you. And I stumbled across the MCFT website. Those pictures on that website are the reason I'm standing here today. Saw pictures of, canoeing and snorkeling and forest technicians taking what I know now is cruising and walking through the woods. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. I think I might be able to get that. Through the organized sports, that was my passion. I like watching the Leafs games, whether they win or lose, and Jacob can attest to that. So I needed to find something new, and I thought, you know what, this college might just be it for me, something new. So I remember telling my parents, I want to go to this college. I want to work outside, not behind a desk. I want to try to find a new passion. I also remember thinking, I'll just go to college first. It'll be easier. Well, folks like Rob Niche, Gareth, Jim Bowen up there at the top certainly helped that, quote, age rather poorly. For that, I am extremely grateful, and you should be too. Why should you be grateful? Because all the hard lessons, all the too bads, the infamous, I'll leave that one with you, we're all, I see that hasn't left. They were all for a purpose, to help you succeed in anything that you do, whether it's in forestry or you find your passion in something else. It's all interchangeable. You can take all those values and lessons and use them anywhere that you go. The values that a coworker, a peer, employer, and a supervisor all merit and help make you a valuable team member no matter where you end up. Now, to many of you, I'm a stranger, but we share quite a few things in common. We buckled down when the going got tough. We problem solved when we were given a bone with very little meat on it. Jim. You learn new principles, new subjects, and you learn how to deal with your emotions through tight timelines and extremely high expectations. And you've done all that through the world that we live in today. And I think that makes your class very unique, very special, and you should be extremely proud. So now that we've acquainted ourselves, I just kind of want to share a few pieces of advice that I took from this school and some, things that I learned in my very green career in the forest industry. The first one is respect. Respect your colleagues, your peers, co-workers. Yes, Sarah, I'm going to go a little over 10 minutes. Peers and employees, because forestry is just as much about the people as it is the execution. I'm a tree planting supervisor. I've been doing that since 2020 and 2021, and in the winter, helped look after thinning and harvesting. How many trees do you think I planted in those 2 years? How many trees do you think I cut? I cut none. It's all the people that worked with me that did the work. No matter where you go, whether you work in government, industry, for the marketing board, whether you're an operations supervisor, silviculture supervisor, data analyst, biologist, I see some pretty smart faces in this room, or even a block planner, you're always going to be dealing with people, and with those people you're going to be working towards a common goal. So making sure you respect the folks that you're working with will go a long ways. Doesn't necessarily mean you need to agree with their ideas and thoughts and perceptions, but learn to respect them. And you never know, maybe one of those crazy wild ideas might be the next big thing. It's an exciting time to be in the forestry sector. It's a aging age class. More folks are starting to retire more and more. And forestry needs people. We need to evolve with the world. So it's an exciting time, and I'm excited for you to enter the forestry sector or the wildlife sector, no matter what you do. Continue to grow and learn new things. Now, I've been out of school for 2 years working, and I think I've learned just as much in these 2 years as I have at the college. Now, granted, I wouldn't have been able to learn all these things without the foundation and the fundamentals that our instructors taught us. But nonetheless, make sure that you're always looking for new things and new ideas. Don't limit yourself to thinking you know it all, and don't limit yourself to thinking that you know more than others. Start every day with an open mind. Be curious. Ask questions. But I'll challenge you to try to come up with a solution to the question before you go find the answer for somebody else. Use everything that you've learned here from your education and your lessons from your instructors, and use that to help develop you and help you take the next step. This is going to sound a little bit cliche, but always do your best in everything that you do, and that couldn't be more true. Every week, every day, every hour. This takes a lot of energy, and not to say you won't have your unproductive times. I've certainly been there. It'll pay off. Do your best even when you think that there's nobody watching you. Forest techs, a lot of you will be in the woods all by yourself, maybe for days on end, doing work with very little to no supervision. Work as hard then as you do when you go back at the office to make sure you input all your data. And those characteristics will grow on you, and that'll also grow on the folks around you, and that'll help grow your team to succeed. Do your best even if you're in a role that you might not like too much at the time. I challenge you to look at the bigger picture. maybe you don't get that supervisor role you applied for, you don't get that biologist assistant role or that supervisor or manager role or data analytics, you get something else. Use that to fuel your fire to go take your next step. Use that to try to propel yourself and ignite that fire in you that I can do this, I want to do this, and go out there and take it. I can tell you I've had a couple jobs I have been extremely amped about, but I stuck with it and I'm super glad that I did, and that's what I want to be able to tell you, because no matter what you do, it'll lead to bigger and better things. By saying that, it's important not to get caught up in a job that you just find to be okay or that you don't mind. Seek what really interests you. You're a forest tech, some of you are fish and wildlife techs as well. There's a lot to the world, there's a lot of jobs, there's a lot of opportunity for you to go out there and find what you want. Don't settle for something that you don't mind going to. Try to find your passion. Earlier I said I was trying to find my passion. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I essentially came here looking for it, throwing a dart at a dartboard, hoping that I wouldn't spend all the money I worked so hard saving up on nothing. And I can say that I found it sitting in one of Garrett Davies' Forest Dynamics class. I believe it was Forest Dynamics, right before Silviculture 1, learning about the stages of stand development. I was sitting in there and I was looking at it and thinking how cool it was, and then stuff just started clicking. Started taking stuff that you learned from your soils classes, your forest ecology, and your dendrology, and you mix that all together and say, well, what happens if I take X amount out of the canopy when it has Y type of species? What'll happen? And you start to think about it, and you have a very extreme knowledge and such a deep understanding of the forest sector and of how the world works that a lot of people don't know. Take everything that this college has taught you from both education and life skills and find what gets you out of bed in the morning. I've been fortunate enough to find that passion, thank the instructors for that, and that drive to work and have a positive change on the landscape. You go into your harvest block or your planting block in the morning, it's not just about your final destination. It's about all the impacts you've had along the way. Try new things. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn. But make sure you don't make the same mistake twice. An example of that, you go into an entry-level thinning a little bit too early to release your crop trees. You don't want to be driving back with some undesirable species coming up in there. But learn from your mistakes and move on. I don't think I would have the same passion for my role, and I don't think you folks would have, hopefully, the same resemblance of passion for what you do if you did not attend the institution, you did not learn those hard life lessons, and your instructors did not put in the same amount of passion into their every day. Maybe when you find what gets you out of bed in the morning, it has nothing to do with forestry, and that's okay. But it's a lot easier to go to work in the morning working within a defined set of values that you also believe in. Might take a long time for folks, and to be quite frank, some of you might never find it. But if you keep exploring, learning, opening new doors, never closing any, sooner or later you'll find that. Now, it's been a great honor to stand here and speak to everybody today. I know Jacob told me 5 to 10 minutes, but I figured right now it's better to ask for or beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. Don't take that to the workplace with you. But thanks a lot. It's been an absolute honor to be here. Again, congratulations to the class of 2022. I see a lot of bright futures sitting here. I see some folks that I recognize. I wish you all the best, and hopefully our paths cross someday. Thank you.
No, it's not on script, or on the schedule, as you'd say. Eric, that was excellent. Inspiring, humbling in ways, and thank you. Yeah, well, you might be offering a little too much credit there, but thank you. I think that was well said. I was asked some time ago if I might be willing to say a few words at this ceremony. So I was going to say good morning, but it's the afternoon. So good afternoon to all of you attending the ceremony, either here in person or for those of you at home attending online. You know, today the priority is all about you, the graduates, and I don't want to shine the light too far astray from that, but I think we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge that today, this period of time is an important moment in the life of one of our faculty members. And I'm nervous standing up here. Interesting. So I think everybody in this room is aware, perhaps some of you folks outside of this space aren't, but Michael Boucher, who's been emceeing this event today, is completing his final year as an instructor at MCFT, MFRS. And so I just wanted to take a bit of time to speak about Mike. I thought I was going to be really short, and I mentioned, oh, there'll be nowhere near 10 minutes, but I'm probably going to be a little closer to 10 minutes now that I'm up here. In any case, I'm just going to start with just a brief history of Mike's career, if you will. So Mike started working in the forest sector in 1974 as a summer student. I was -2 in 1974. He worked with JDI Woodlands for a number of years, about 10. Worked starting on a road construction crew. Worked many duties beyond that in future years. Worked as a tree planter, did various surveys, quality control, monitoring, road location, road maintenance, construction, harvest block layout. He developed a great deal of experience in many aspects of forestry during this time. He also started to develop his leadership abilities, being moved and promoted into various leadership positions, either as assistant foreman or crew bosses of various associated with various tasks in his work. After working for that decade as a summer student, Mike decided that he would like to pursue the life of a logger. And in other words, a chainsaw operator or a faller, primarily. I think it's safe to say that this might just be Mike's favorite job, one of his favorite jobs. He also worked as a seasonal game warden for the Department of Natural Resources and Energy. And during this time, one of his supervisors suggested that he might consider coming to the Maritime Forest Ranger School to become a forest technician and therefore become eligible for a full-time employment with the department as a ranger or a warden. Mike did that. In 1990, in December, Mike completed the one-year program at MFRS and graduated. And soon to follow, in January of 91, Mike was hired by the college and worked as an assistant to the sawmill foreman, Arnold Dunphy. And many of you know this, there was a time not long ago, well, I say not long ago, 22 years ago when we had a sawmill here, and Mike worked there. In 1992, Mike took over a role of forest manager at MFRS. At that time, there was a woods crew. There was a full-time crew of individuals that worked on the UMB woodlots in Fredericton and Noonan, and Mike's job was to supervise and manage that crew and the work that they did on the forests. In about 1999-2000, the crew was disbanded and was no longer a part of the work that the college did. And Mike stayed with MFRS at the time as the first recruitment officer. Mike was the first person to start running the roads, engaging with future students in their hometowns, which many of you have experienced with probably a different recruitment officer. Mike did this for about 3 years before being hired as an instructor in 2003. Incidentally, that's the same year that the college became MCFT and was no longer officially named the Ranger School. While working at the college as an instructor, Mike's duties were focused primarily on forest mensuration and forest operations related courses. He's certainly served many roles outside of that, both instructional and otherwise. He did teach math. This is the 79th graduating class. Mike's taught here, worked here for just over 30 years. I'm sure he'd love it if somebody would tell me how many percentage of the graduating classes he's borne witness to. About 38%. And I used my calculator for that, yeah. Mike might be best known as an instructor for his storytelling, perhaps. He may, he comes by that honestly as a true blue Miramichier. When I started working here, he referred to himself as being from the Miramichi. I'm from Nova Scotia, and I assumed it was the spot on the map that said Miramichi. Well, after a few years, I eventually understood that it was almost the whole province. So he comes by his storytelling honestly. I've come to know a fair number of folks from the Miramichi over the years, and being a storyteller runs in the blood of the folks from the Miramichi. His moose story has become somewhat of a legend here at the college. And I've certainly borne witness to it. The years, watching students patiently, perhaps eagerly, await the moment where Mike will abandon, like completely abandon the plan for class, not partially, because that happens all the time, but completely abandon the plan and tell the moose story. Did you get the moose story? You got the moose story. Mike told the moose story this year. I helped Mike a lot this year, or was in his classes a lot this year, and he strategically told the story on a day that I wasn't there. Best I've ever got was the abridged version in the staff room. As a colleague, Mike's been a pleasure to work with. Mike is a master of his craft, or crafts, and by that I mean instruction and all the other things he does. Mike's a thoughtful and caring human who's always had the best interest of students in mind in all the work that he does. I think we should all feel very fortunate to have had the opportunity to work with and learn from Mike. Now I'm just going to take a few moments to read a short piece written by a student who will remain anonymous. Teacher was more than just a title you held. You are someone who was clearly meant to instruct, to mentor, and to lead. Throughout my life, in school, sports, and post-secondary education, there have been very few people whom I have met with such a natural ability to connect and relate to people while still commanding respect. You made a point to make the classroom a fun and welcoming environment while still conveying all of the course material and more. In the past college experience, I've been made to feel that it was a game in which you competed against the instructor and your peers in a battle of both ego and wits. Some people from Miramichi would probably call that a pissing match. Here, I've always felt that we are all here, staff included, to mold each other into better people and guide each other down new pathways of growth. I think that has everything to do with the foundation you have laid for the other instructors that have learned under your mentorship. I know that your legacy will live on at the college in perpetuity through those that have had the good fortune of being under your wing. Thank you once more for showing me that education can be something that can be both constructive and enjoyable. You will be sorely missed. Those are the words of a student, as I said, the name of which will remain anonymous. So Mike, on behalf of the entire staff, students, current and past, please accept our heartfelt gratitude for all that you've done, and congratulations on your ever so soon retirement that I know you're looking forward to. It's my pleasure and honor to present Michael Boucher, with this plaque to commemorate his years of service at MFRS and MCFT. And on that note, I'd like to ask you to step up here and receive that. Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you. I do have one more job to do before we're done. I do appreciate those kind words. Eric said a lot of things that I truly enjoyed listening. Eric, my father told me many years ago, find a job you like. You'll never have to work again. There's a lot of truth in that. If you can find something you love and you're passionate about, and I had no idea 40 years ago that where I was going to end up. I'm pretty happy to be here. My last job today is to introduce the class valedictorian. This year's valedictorian is Colby Daniels. Colby, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, graduates and faculty members and friends of MCFT that are joining us online today. First off, I would like to thank everyone for coming out and showing your support on a day that a few of us might remember as the best day of our academic careers, and a day for some of us that we might remember as the worst hangover that we've ever had. Secondly, I would like to thank my classmates for giving me the opportunity to come up here and speak on behalf of you guys today. You folks in the room and for those online, you should know that the MCFT valedictorians is not chosen based on academic performance, and is instead voted upon by the class, and that's because I can tell you for certain that I'm not the smartest fellow in this room. As you've seen, there's half a dozen people cleaned up the awards, and that's how it went. So, as well, I would like to thank the Cibitatique Band for helping me get to where I am today. If it was not for my cultural background, I would not have been able to make it through my 2 years at this college. Over the past 2 years at MCFT, we've been groomed in the forest technicians and fish and wildlife technicians we'll graduate as today. We owe that to ourselves for the countless hours of hard work that we put in and the instructors that dumped that work on us. So, Riley, you saved us in geomatics, bub. We all appreciate you for that. You turned 60s into 90s in a matter of a semester. This is Jim, you may know. However, in the past few months doing operational planning, as a class, if this were the Wild West and an OP assignment were a bank robbery, we'd be hanging you in the Arboretum. Like, all things considered, thanks for everything you've done for us, Riley. I don't want to suck up too much and start sounding like Quinn up there. So. Adrian, thanks for giving me the writing and speaking skills it took me to get up here today. But however, most importantly, the fish and wildlife students owe you the utmost gratitude for taking care of them this past semester. Your dedication to the little details and passion for teaching has helped the wildlifers succeed this past semester. As well, the Woodsman team would like to thank you for your coaching contribution and your professional photography skills. I don't know if the camera can see him, but he's down here getting on one knee and everything. He's going to be a photographer at football, like in the NFL or something here soon, if he keeps it up. Rob, personally, your winter field skills techniques course will be forever drilled in my brain. In first year, I got 59 out of 60. On the test, we had to get 100% on, and I got 59 out of 60 7 times. After one smashed laptop and a torn up textbook later, I did get 60 out of 60 on that test. And to this day, I think I might have a chance at actually going out and winning one of those survival reality TV shows. I know my classmates and myself will remember this, the important things that we learned from that class and the other classes, and we've all became better outdoorsmen and women because of you. Thank you. And Julie, thank you for showing us the eye-opening facts about climate change and teaching us the importance of wildlife buffers in nature. I can speak for the hunters in the room. We say that you have shown us how to respect the resources that we have. I have the utmost respect for the animals when I'm hunting them, and you've helped contribute to that, so thank you. And Doug, in the past 2 years, you've taught us like one of the most important things of being a successful forest technician. We have learned many species of trees, plants, and other vegetation, and you are hands down absolutely no contest the smartest man I know. By far, by far. I'm glad myself and my classmates have got to experience your knowledge. All teachers should be a little bit more like you, Doug. Tom, we would like to thank you for taking us outside this spring. We waited We waited 3 long semesters to get out, and we finally got out with you. And there's many different reasons why the graduates in this room came to the school. That might be conservation, fish and wildlife, and maybe just because we like to be outside. But some of us, we wanted to be tree killers when we grew up, so that's why we're here. You got to show us that, so thank you. And Gareth, thank you for the incredible amount of knowledge of silviculture and forestry lessons that you've taught us these past 2 years. We owe a lot of our time and effort to you. You're an instructor that wants to see students succeed, not only at this college, but in our careers as well. So thank you for everything you've taught us in the past 2 years. And Mike, save Mike for last. I'll have you know I had a little bit of trouble writing this. I wanted to make sure we gave you a good send-off, but it's too bad you won't get to spend the start of your retirement watching the Montreal Canadiens get in the playoffs this year. At 20 wins, like how are they going to... There's a race this weekend, though, Talladega. That's cool. Yeah, big one. For the people watching online, if you don't know Mike Boucher, you did hear a little bit about him from Rob earlier. You may not understand, but for those of us that do know Mike, we all know that we all want to be a little bit more like Mike. One time, when a classmate asked Mike, how can you be this happy after doing the same damn thing for so damn long? Mike replied, and they asked again, are you drunk or are you on drugs? And Mike replied in a quick, witty manner that he always does, well, you can't be this happy and not be on drugs. I'm not sure what's in his coffee mug, but I am sure that I want some. Influenced by drugs and alcohol or not, Mike, you are one of the nicest and funniest people I've ever met, and I know my fellow classmates and the other instructors in this room will agree. You bring a sense of humor and happiness to our classroom and the field through your good stories and witty remarks. All the while, everyone still knows when you mean business. A stern shut up can take all 50 of us from a hysterical laughter after one of your stories to a let's get to work kind of attitude. Students, instructors, and alumni will be forever influenced by your teaching, wisdom, and understanding. I want to thank you for everything you've taught me in forestry and in life. You're the textbook definition of what it means to be a great fellow, Mike. This place ain't going to be the same without you. Enjoy your retirement. Thanks for everything, man. Aside from academics at this college, I like to think that MCFT is not like any other academic institution in the country. Because of this, it has provided us with some memories and friends that we will hang on to for the rest of our lives. To begin my argument, I will start off by saying that I can probably guarantee that nowhere else in Canada, maybe the world for that matter, has a college or university had a campus-wide liquor ban enforced because some boys got way too drunk on a Wednesday night and decided it was a good idea we would start teaching each other how to blow a duck and a goose call until 3 a.m. Secondly, I think MCFT is special because of the smoke shack. The smoke shack might just be a little place that's plywood and 6x6, but this common area is where we made friends. We met each other, we played loud music, drank too many beer, we fell down and broke ankles. We got yelled at by Jordo, we barbecued fresh game meat, we cleaned waterfowl and fish, cussed about assignments, and just talked to everybody, each other. It was a cool place, and it's always going to be special to me, and I think it will be for you guys too. And thirdly, the on-campus students can all brag that we are officially Aramark cafeteria survivors. Even though they may or may not have tried to kill us by serving us raw beef and chicken, we're still here to tell the story. All in all, we can agree that we had a pretty solid 2 years at MCFT despite being the guinea pig and COVID class. I hope we keep in touch and run into each other again as we make our way into the workforce or further our educations in forestry. Once again, I appreciate you guys for letting me come up here and speak on behalf of you guys today. So, thank you.
Thank you, Colby, for those kind words. Well, folks, this kind of brings this ceremony to close. The last thing I'd like to say is congratulations again. It's been wonderful to know you all, and let's go on and enjoy life. Have a good day. Thank you.